Alright, on the last video, I showed you how to draw this pen holder template, if you will. Now we need to set up our toolpath so we can cut out where our post-it notes and paper clips will go, and then cut out the name. But before we can do any of that stuff, you guys are probably going to have to set up your tool information. So the first thing I'm going to need you guys to do, and what I'm going to show you on this video, is to set up the tools that we're going to use to do the carving. So the first thing you're going to need to do is go to this icon right here. It says Display Tool Database, and you're going to click on that. Once you click on it, you should see this menu appear, and what we're going to be worried about are the end mill tool and the V-bit tools. The end mill is what we're going to use to cut these out. Then the V-bit is what we're going to use to cut your text out with. So the first thing we're going to need to do is you're going to have to check and see if you've got a 1/4 inch, the 0.25 end mill. The other one you're going to need to take a look for is to see if you have a 90-degree 3/8 0.375 V-bit. If you don't, you're going to have to follow this video to set up those tools, and if you do, then you can skip this video and move on to the next one. Alright? If you don't have these, I'm going to show you how to set those up now. And to do that, I'm just going to delete these, so that way I can set these up right along with you. Okay, so the easiest way to try to do this is, instead of start with new, is to start with copy. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to copy. We'll work with the end mill first. I'm going to copy one of those. So I'm going to select the one, hit copy, and I should have a second one that appears right below it. That next one is the one that I'm going to be working with. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is go to where it says end mill, and it says that it's the 1/8 inch, 0.125 inches, and I need to change that to the size of the cutter that I have, which is 0.25. So all I need to do is delete the 1, and that should be okay for right now. After I get done making a change, the other thing I'm going to do is hit apply. That way it saves whatever I've changed on up to this point. Notice that the name that I have selected is no longer 0.125 but 0.25. Okay, it's a 1/4 inch now. Alright, so next, end mill is the type that it is, so I don't have to change anything there, and I don't need to worry about notes. The next spot I do need to change is right here where it says geometry. Again, if it's a 1/4 inch, 0.25, I need to change my geometry to match that. So it needs to also be 0.25, 1/4 inch. Okay. Next thing I'm going to do is move down to the cutting parameters. I'm going to change this from 1/8 inch to 0.0625 or 1/16 inch. Alright. Next, my step over, I'm going to change this to 0.125. Okay. And now, down here for my spindle speed, I want to change this to 11,000 RPMs. And then my feed rate is going to be at 50 inches per minute. And my plunge rate I'm going to change to 30 inches per minute. Okay. Once I have these numbers and your screen looks like mine does, hit apply. Alright. Next thing that we're going to do is change the V-bit. So again, I'm going to click on one of these, and then I'm going to make a copy. Alright. With that copied one selected, I need to change this 60-degree. Okay, needs to become 90 degrees because that's the bit that we have. And the diameter of that bit is 0.37. 0.75, 3/8. Alright, next, VBit's going to stay the same, no notes like before, and now the diameter, we need to change that back to the 0.375, 3/8, and the angle needs to go to 90 degrees. For my pass depth, this is going to become 0.125. Alright, for the final pass step over, we're going to change this to 0.0075, and the clearance pass step over is going to be 0.075. My spindle speed is going to change again to 11,000. My feed rate will be at 50 inches per minute, and the plunge rate will stay at 30 inches per minute. Again, if you need to pause, you can do that now and just make sure that your numbers match up with the numbers that I have on here. Once they do, hit apply, and then you can hit OK. Now if you want, you can stop this video now and then move on to the next one, which is going to show us how we set up our tool paths. Thank you very much for watching.